Configure drawing stream. Find something interesting to draw. And we have 30 minutes. So 6:15. No, 7:15. Set a timer for 7:15. All right, so less than half an hour. Let's see how far we can get. You don't want to be too picky. Hey there, good morning. We'll go with this javelin thrower. Quick morning stream. This will be half an hour. It's good. Oh, Jules, is that you? Sorry, I'm partially blind to bright red dark text, and that's my weakness. That's how that's showing up right there. I've been good. How are you? Yeah, it's been. It's honestly. I shouldn't complain. I could probably complain if I tried, but I'm not going to. Today is Father's Day here in America. And today I can do no wrong. Oh, you have your thesis defense. I hope it goes well. I hope your defenses are prepared for their probing questions. I have no idea what goes on into that kind of that's it's very like lofty academia, like to me. But I know you're gonna do great. I love that my streams attract the true brilliant minds from across the globe. They changed the formula this year. Of course they did. Of course they did. They did it to challenge you. Okay, this is crank up that volume. Is it the volume on my voice or volume on the music? Because the music is intentionally low. I can turn this up a little bit. But I appreciate the feedback. The voice even. How about now? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Let's see here. Condenser microphone. Is that any better? To be honest, I've been struggling. I feel like let me know if this is any better at all. I can probably do it in here too. I'm attempting to should be okay. Yeah, way better. Okay. I'm in a new kick where I'm trying to do stuff in the morning. Even if it's just small, quick streams, and just making it a regular habit so that it's not every time that I'm firing up a stream, I'm forgetting how to do this and being rusty and dusty with it. So even if all I do is get like a quick sketch out right now, and that's all I'm intending to do because I only have about 20 minutes at this point. We've got this new kind of, it doesn't sound like it's any major like achievement for me to be doing the bare minimum, but it actually is. For me to have a healthier inclination towards personal wellness. The bar was set so low that all I have to really do is not stay up, just sort of go to bed and get up early and go on a walk to get coffee. And then do a little streaming so that I feel like I took a little time to do what interests me and is really just for myself and my own goals. Doing that first before I do anything else seems to be doing much better for my mental health, physical health. I can see the chat is moving a little bit. I'm going to try and ignore it because if I don't, I'm going to not be able... I'm not going to be able to demo any kind of real drawing skill in this short window of time. You can see that I'm trying to move quickly because the clock is ticking. I have closer to 15 minutes than to 20. But we've just used Pinterest to find a quick, interesting pose. This guy's doing something with his body, which shouldn't be as rare as it is, but maybe like me, he's on a new health kick. He's decided to take life seriously again. But when the body does work, you can see how the different parts get activated. Look how his back is arched. He looks like a, you know, it's like a bow and arrow, you know? You guys see that? All right. And it's about seeing and finding and drawing that energy. Chest lifting. For right now, it is 7 a.m. for me. I got up at 4:30 to walk and get coffee from Starbucks. Starbucks is a easily and justifiably maligned multinational corporation that has a bunch of serious problems, especially these days. But my wife used to work at Starbucks, so we sort of give it a pass. Our palates are adapted to the pedestrian flavors. But I just get a tall Americano, and because that's what she orders, and she seems to know which cheap coffees are actually worth going for. This guy has some well-defined obliques that I'm jealous of. And something I'm appreciating right now is my muscle memory doing a lot of this work right now. Just sort of knows what to look for, and my hand is cooperating. It's not getting in the way. Today, being Father's Day, is a fun thing. My wife has insisted that we can do anything I want today, and all I really want to do is go to a tacky restaurant. So we're going to go to Bubba Gump's shrimp restaurant, or whatever it's called, as a it's a tribute to me, because we almost never do anything that feels like tacky or like low class, like, because to me, I'm like, I don't identify as someone who benefits from putting on airs. For me, the best food comes off of a taco truck, because it is the best food. So it's like, it's sort of silly to be like, the best dining experience ever, and I'm like, this is great. And then we leave the restaurant, there's like a taco truck and like a bar, and I'm like, that's the best food. Hold on, we gotta stop in here and get some real food. Like, that's the real fine dining. So, my wife would never volunteer willingness to go into anything tacky unless it was the only option available. But I have, on occasion, been able to get her to take me to, when she's so obligated, on days like my birthday or Father's Day, she will make this ultimate sacrifice and come with me to do something tacky. So, and Bubba Gumps is at Universal Studios, so I'll be able to take the family inside and get like a Duff beer at Moe's, right? I more identify with like the Homer Simpsons and the Al Bundys of that kind of thing. I'm definitely not I wouldn't call myself a blue collar guy, but I have blue collar taste. Like, I'm not hot dogs, hamburgers. Nobody needs anything more than that, or I don't. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. Let me look at the thumbnail up here. Yeah. Feeling all that fun stretch. So now, now that it feels like all the pieces are in place, looks like we have about 15 minutes. That was about 5 minutes. Or maybe I should actually make a like note where this stuff goes. Try to save my work real quick. I enjoy being tacky, like guilty pleasures. How about that? You know, like a movie that you... Like a movie that's bad, but you love to watch, right? Or a, yeah, I don't know. It's okay to, you know, we debase ourselves. It's a lesson in humility. I don't know. or nothing. I don't know. All right, so what would we do on top of this a little bit more? Probably like define the forms a little bit more, so sort of get in there. But this is the roadmap right now, right? So all these things. Now, what I don't want to do, something I did yesterday that I was probably thinking about it too much, was looking too much at the model actually to like be like, oh, where exactly in relation to everything else is like this one body form, and then if it wasn't exactly right compared to my drawing, I would try to fix it a little bit. And it's more like fix nothing, you know? Just make a cool drawing that captures the energy. The energy is more entertaining than the accuracy. Ooh, that's a good... It's a goated statement there, right? This guy's got this Greek warrior physique. It's like a hoplite. Oh my. It's like a Spartan warrior. I was listening back to some of my other streams, and I've been a little more... The realization that I have a tendency to not only meander, but sort of interrupt myself too much as I'm trying to explain a point. I may try to not do that. The meandering is good, but I could be a little bit more clear. There were a few instances where I'm like, oh, I'm about to say something super profound. I know what I'm going to say. And then I like make a joke that only kind of funny in an inside way. And then circle back to the original point minutes later when it's not even relevant. Could do a little better. There's a little bit of traction now with people starting to notice that have some interesting insights and can provide advice on things, and which is good because I do want this is sort of an instructional venture. Ideally, people discover it and learn from it, but I'm learning a lot from it too, and it's good practice. All right, 7 minutes. So in 2 minutes, I'll save it, make a new version, and then we'll do another pass of, I don't know, adding a little bit more detail. There's a difficulty in adding detail while preserving energy. That's something I noticed I had a problem with yesterday, is getting that balance between adding clarity but losing interests. Like I was adding more information to the drawing but losing the losing mystery, right? We had this discussion. I was at my brother's house yesterday, and he was showing me the newest Final Fantasy, like, remake, Rebirth, and stuff. And it was definitely interesting to see what is essentially like the same game, same characters, same. Doesn't feel like they're trying to do too many revisions of history with the plot. I know they are doing some, but not to me. It was still Final Fantasy VII that I was able to recognize what it was, but there was so much clarity that I was realizing that in the effort to, something is lost when you bring things into sharper and sharper detail. Where I guess it can be. What I wasn't getting from the experience of seeing this new version was anything to do with what my imagination as a kid, as a teenager, I guess, but what I loved. It was amazing because back then we really fawned over like the amazing graphics of Final Fantasy VII. I remember it being something that felt cinematic more than any kind of video game experience I'd ever had. That and like Metal Gear Solid. Of course, now we reflect on that stuff, and it is like, it's very low poly and very kind of clunky and chunky and all of that. But because it was, we may have not realized it, but the game having graphical limitations meant that we were engaging with the greatest rendering system in the universe, which is our own imaginations, and giving the audience just enough so that their imaginations are primed, engaged, and like firing on all 4 cylinders. Oh, that doesn't even sound. It should be like firing on all 10 cylinders or something, But the analogy being that getting that imaginative part of the viewer's brain fully awakened was an advantage that graphically limited games and media, like books, for instance. A book with no pictures, that's going to be a wild ride. the entire thing is like directed by you visually in your head. And so many books that when they receive the movie adaptations, people are like, that was okay. You know, generally, it's a good rule of thumb. Book is always better. Not always, but... Okay, I'm going to save this here. That takes 10 minutes. Pretty good. Good enough. Okay, we got like 3 minutes left. Get in there. I like to do this where we define underside planes. Teach me your ways of anatomy, dog. This looks sick. I'm attempting to demonstrate a path that is consistent and works. Did you join late? I'm about to be done. This is like a half-hour stream I'm trying to do regularly. The advancements of graphics are able to deal detailed with the world more and less imagination of the audience. Now it's very clear the creator is wanting to tell us and show. Yeah, the show and I guess like the show not tell is almost too much too. It's like don't show and don't tell. is the really everything you can strip away and get away with is probably advisable to do so. The limitations ended up being a critical part of the medium, right? I think about that in cinema a lot, where because this is like a famous sort of anecdote, but like in the original Jaws film, they kind of wanted like a realistic robot Jaws puppet to like be visibly scary and be eating people and have all that be like amazingly realistic and stuff. And what ended up happening was the thing, basically the thing didn't work very well, and everybody had to cut around the entire experience. And they all thought, they were like, oh well, it's not going to be. It's a shame the shark puppet doesn't work, because if it did, we'd have all this great footage of this shark doing scary things. But the scary and interesting parts of Jaws are in the imagination of the viewer, in how we just don't see much of the shark at all until towards the end, and then we're just so happy to see the shark that like the payoff is pretty obvious. So less is more sometimes. So like even if I'm doing a goated sketch here, and it does look goated, but clarifying and adding more is often the wrong move. All right, here, let me see if I'm literally over time now because I'm supposed to be done. Let's try one of my little hackies. collapse it all. And then essentially, so what we've done is we've layered all this interesting energy on top of the sketch. And what we can do now, because I've been drawing in gray. Now, gray is interesting because you can layer it with a multiply effect and get darker tones that sort of build up that energy as opposed to sort of being one note. I'm just going to hit it with a quick dodge and burn and we're done. Just adding a little bit of darkness to that energy. And we're done. All right. Thanks everybody for popping by.